Hey kids, do you like that rock and roll?
Don't worry, don't be afraid, ever. This is just a ride.
On the program this evening,
Four Brothers Podcast.
Welcome to the Four Brors Podcast. Today's guest is the wonderfully well-travelled Northern Irish comedian, Ciaran Franco.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you very much for
Thanks for coming,
coming.
man. And speaking of travelling, you were travelling the world?
Yeah.
Recently? What's that?
Don't know the age. It wasn't bad. It was. It's probably the most Irish way to answer. You've been to the world. It wasn't bad. Like you know.
It was all right hair.
Yeah.
It was all right.
Done the job. Like I got the drink. Yeah. It was
No
dead-
fucking Tato, like, but you know.
It was good. Like I got wild bad food poisoning for like a week, and I remember like
In Asia?
Yeah, and
that
all
happened.
yeah, and like so it was in Ho Chi Minh City, which was already a city I wasn't particularly a fan of because of how fucking busy it was, and then like I just woke up one day and I was like, that's not normal shit. Like I've shot out all the food. This is now liquid. Like this.
Yeah,
is
not even like, with just like in whole bits. Just like.
yeah, and I was like, yeah. So like, why is it green? So like, it looked like I was shitting out the Hulk.
Green? Was
Yeah,
it green?
yeah.
I done that before and I panicked, remember?
Yeah.
I went and got him. I was like, my shit's green, am I dying?
You shit
But you know, yeah, a shit green.
It's
but
pure
you're
green.
just digesting too fast.
I think that's what it is. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's just, and it's like a proper like. What is it, like a khaki green? And I was looking at it like
Cack green.
like camouflage green, and I'm looking at it like fuck this. And then I had to like take like 4 Imodium on a bus at one stage just to try and make it solid. And I was like sitting in this whole hostel while my mate was out driving a motorbike around Sand Dunes, and I was like, I fucking really miss stand-up comedy, because that's when you realise like I'm just sat in this fucking hotel room doing nothing.
Shit my life out.
Yeah.
There's got to be a joke in there somewhere, though. No?
Oh yeah. Well, it was like it's like Vietnam getting reparations for the war, like just making the white man pay with his shit. So I was sitting there like it's not even like because we went to a place where I really wanted to go, which had this bar called the Maze Bar, which is like a bar designed like a maze. It's like, there were these culty boys from Donegal going to me like, boy, I spent like a week in the place, I couldn't get out. No, and he was, I didn't see someone for 2 days.
Couldn't find a bar.
Yeah, he was, I couldn't find a toilet, and it's designed like a bar, and it's really dark. So it's designed like a maze, and it's really dark, and you go in, you get fucked up, and this
Holy
is like
fuck.
And you just can't find your way out.
yeah, so boys get stuck there for like 3 hours. Just and some boys just find where the bar is.
In Vietnam.
Swear to fucking this bar. It's called the Maze Bar in a place called
There's
the
just
Lab.
like
That's terrifying.
there's just
Interesting,
bouncers.
like,
There's just bouncers down everything. Move along, please. I can't.
Yeah, it's it's fucking mad. Like, and you can't get it. You can't get. My mate couldn't get out at all. And I was like, this place sounds class. Like,
That's the start to the movie Hostel, mate.
oh yeah,
Fuck that.
It's hostel, but like instead of like. And they take you after the place closes. Somehow, I think obviously the barmen know the labyrinth, and by the end they go, right,
Jesus.
you all come with us, and they take you to another place called King Kong Hostel, where you just drinking there the sun comes up. But my
It's a nice version of Hostel movie.
yeah, it's like you can't leave, but also there's a bar at every corner, and I was I was so excited for this, and then I tried to get out of bed because of the food poisoning. Went downstairs at the hostel and had like 1 beer and like was just trying to engage in conversation with people. And yeah, my mate was like, you don't have to go if you don't want to. And then I was like, right, you know what, I'll go to bed and get up the next day. And I was like, how was it? And he was like, it was the best night ever. I went, fuck shit.
Did you miss it?
Yeah, I just didn't get to go to the Maze Bar. But to be fair, knowing my luck, I'd probably still be there now.
Shitting yourself.
Maybe you weren't supposed to go to it. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know. That sounds dangerous
Like,
to me. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Does
What's
sound
for you
very
won't
dangerous.
pass you. Like, if you're meant to be stuck in the bar, you would have been there now.
How long were you away for?
I done 7 weeks, so I was going to initially do like 12 weeks, and then I didn't realise that when I was out there, and I brought like $4,000 with me, and I got down to like $2,000 a month in, and I went, what the
Oh,
fuck
no.
am I?
I would have thought that'd be enough. Like, but
No, fuck. Sure. Never mind.
It's like if you're drinking every day, which I was, then it goes quite quickly. And then also I didn't realise, like, my mate was eating street food and he was sort of indulging in the culture a lot, while I was like just lying by a pool going, right, we'll get a couple more cocktails in here. And then he really wanted to go to the temples and stuff, and like I was more of the view, if you've seen one, you've seen them all. And like I really sort of enjoyed just sitting around the place drinking.
yeah.
Taking in the culture.
Yeah, like there was a lot of the hostels had pools that people just went and partied at all day, and I was like, that's a bit more
That's your
bit more of me
your
rather
vibe.
than driving on a motorbike to some fucking.
Were you in the same place
Yeah,
for 7 weeks?
literally,
Like,
Not to relax us.
No, I went all around. So I went to I flew into Thailand, then I went to Cambodia, done all of Cambodia, then done from the very bottom of Vietnam all the way right to the top, and then came back to the capital
Cambodia?
city. Yeah, Cambodia
There
was
would
mad.
be a
Like,
place in Cambodia I'd want to go to see, like Angkor Wat.
Angkor Wat. Yeah, I went there.
I want to fucking see that shit. Like,
Yeah, that looks good.
I'll send you the photo after. That's probably the worst. Not besides being food poisoning, the worst experience. Like I've never. I swear to fuck. Like
sake.
it was so warm. Like I had a chain on that I nicked from my brother because like I don't in that stage now where. I haven't got an ear piercing yet, but like I'm starting to wear jewelry, and my brother's loads of it, and I nicked like a gold chain. I was like, this is fucking like this, not this one, like a normal one. I was like, this isn't bad looking on me. And I was sweating that much. My mate was like, why's your neck green? And I was like, so I don't know, it was all cheap stuff.
Yes.
And my neck looked like fucking gangrene or something on the back of it. Like
the stuff was like starting to like, what is that?
stain your skin. Is it not? 'Cause it's copper.
Like
it's like
nickel or copper.
Oxidation or something.
the sweat was that much that it was reacting to the sweat, and then the guy
Why
was like,
the Statue of Liberty's green, isn't it?
is that actually what?
Yeah, the Statue of Liberty was brown. It was bronze, like a big bronze statue,
copper
but
thing.
because it's been out in the oxygen for so long, now it's green. You know.
That's what that was my neck then. Basically.
And then the Statue of Liberty, pretty much.
Neck of Liberty.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, but the guy was like, "This is where Lara Croft Tomb Raider's filmed." I was like, "I don't give a fuck."
Get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I was like, "Boy, I couldn't give two shits." Like,
Who? Lara who? Fucking, where's the toilet?
But you don't have to.
so for the
Jesus
final
Christ, Paul.
the final temple, I just sat in the van, in the minivan, and he was like, "So Angkor Wat's like 6 different temples." And the guy was like,
no.
"Do you want to go to the last one?" And I went, "No."
You're like the kid in the van, just like
I would
playing your
have to see
Nintendo
that place,
DS.
though. Like, I really
Yeah.
want to see that place.
Yeah.
Like,
It is sort of sickening to go. You've done 5 of 6, like you haven't completed it. Like, so like I need to go back. Like, feel like Thanos. Like, you know, I haven't got.
the last stone. Like,
Infinity.
But it was that bad, and then like.
was it impressive though?
Yeah, it was. It was really nice, and it's like one of the things where like we left at 4 a.m, and you have to get up at like 3 a.m. to go out, and like even at 4 a.m, it is still just like
Too hot.
hotter than you'll ever feel here, and it was just like. So me and the mate actually left like a day early, like that early in Cambodia, and we're like, this is just like because it's a city in a jungle, so like, you just need to get out of here, and then like we went to a place on the river which is like known for like a national park, but the hostel was like on a river with loads of water slides.
Yeah.
And he was like, right, we'll go to the national park. I was like, fuck that, I'm just going on the slide all day. Like it was not there was no health and safety on that slide. It was just a
Nah, I
wooden
don't-
slide that went straight down.
I don't think Cambodia has many rules like that.
Oh fuck all! Like there's one bar where we went. Sean McAlevey, another comedian, recommended this hostel, and I was like, "Oh fucking right, boy, that sounds fucking lethal." So we booked into it, and the hostel was like a hotel. And I was like, "This is so cheap." Like I think it was like £22 a night.
Fuck.
And then we went outside, and I was like, "Why is this hostel so cheap?" And I went into a bar, and my mate was like, "Look around," and I sort of looked around, and it was all these old boys with like girls who looked about swear to fuck like 16, 17.
Right.
And I messaged Sean. I was like, where the fuck are we? Like, why is this? And he was like, oh, I forgot to say, the hostel's really nice, but on cheap, but it's also in the middle of the red light district.
Oh,
And like, every old boy was just like, they looked like, yeah, their name was Mervyn. Like,
That's not good.
yeah, like, you're not allowed to smoke indoors, but they just did not give a fuck. Like,
Right,
that is
yeah,
one
yeah.
thing. Like, you can just smoke indoors, which is mental. Like,
Well, I think if you're coming over to that country and buying potentially 17-year-old girls, I think you're going to smoke inside, like, aren't you?
oh yeah, that's the least year where it's like, yeah.
That's
It's like, fuck
He's
it.
smoking inside. What about the 14-year-old women? Don't care. Smoke.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
because I kind of, and my mate was like, "Do you want to order food from here?" And I went, "No, I don't really sat, eat from the nonsense table. It's not really for me." Like,
No, it's fried rice.
yeah, I was sitting there, yeah, like I'm okay. So,
I have a big thing about eating abroad. Like, I always feel like I'm gonna get sick or I'm gonna, because like
You do?
I do.
yeah,
Always like abroad,
yeah.
like I get fucking sick and
Sick,
it's
sick out your ass.
yeah, I don't get sick, but like the next day's ruined because you've had something like I'll try this because I'm on holiday, and your ass is dead the next day.
Yeah,
like.
definitely. Yeah, like I lived in Spain for like near 2 years, right?
oh, nice. What part?
All over. So I started in Murcia. I went down to Malaga.
I lived in Malaga for you. Yeah.
Down to Malaga. It was very expensive down there. So then I fucked off to Oliva and then finished in Bilbao.
I'd love to go to Bilbao. Like,
Bilbao was
yeah,
nice.
yeah,
It was
I'd love
really
to,
nice.
yeah.
But I found over being there for a long time, like unless I was there with a Spanish person, like when I went into restaurants and places, because I was foreign, no matter what I asked for on the menu, they would just bring me like the worst thing. Like
See-
I'd ask for like chicken and fucking whatever, and they just bring me like fish heads and
What, to be
octopus
like,
things,
leave
and
or
it's
what?
Like, yeah, to eat. And I was like, what the like everywhere I went, you know what I mean? It was like fucking pollo chicken, please, like please.
Can I get
you're getting this fucking.
Bring out a pallet of like octopus and fucking fish.
Can I get a Big Mac? No, here's an octopus instead. Like, yeah.
Octopus Mac.
Can I get a McChicken? No. You can get McChicken's feet, but not.
I just going back in the kitchen, go give the fucking gringos the shit. Like,
It's
you know
just
what I mean?
whatever scraped into the bucket at the end of the night.
You know what I mean? You ain't getting our chicken, motherfucker.
Did they have a? Because I had these in Asia, and it's like it changed my life. Like the toilet guns. So like when you finish shitting, you take it off the wall and you go like this here, basically. Blast your
hand
asshole.
bidet?
Yeah,
Hand
but
bidet?
yeah, like the gun.
Oh.
It's class, like, because it's like. It don't only cleans your ass. Like if you've left a shit stain on the toilet, blast it.
I
If-
fucking love
That
it.
would
you're
be
fucking-
fun. now.
I need that.
if you're
would be fun.
thirsty, blast. Like it's just unbelievable. Like I'm sitting there, like this is just, and some of them actually hurt because there's that much pressure off them. Like
That's
if
amazing.
you were a kinky fucker, you could really have
Right up
yeah,
early.
you could have a bit of a blast with that. Like,
Anal douche.
oh, I was sitting there going like, no way.
People say it's a game changer. Like you'll never wipe again.
I
Like Tom
love that.
Segura swears by it. Like
Oh,
you know.
big toilet roll control the market out here. Like, but
Oh, fuck.
I feel like I'm gonna call them out in it, and then like a Boeing whistleblower, I'm gonna be killed one day.
I need like we've talked about this in the podcast before, but a whole roll's gone when I shit. Like,
Yeah, but you're
I
fucking
will
no, he's
use a
nuts.
whole
He's legit
roll.
nuts though.
He is mad.
Like I need to wipe.
You're insane.
wet.
You're insane,
Wet,
though.
I do. I love it wet. Yeah.
But
Wipe,
then when
wet,
you're wet,
then shower.
sometimes when
Apparently
you're wet,
water's the worst thing to use on toilet roll to wet it because the viscosity's off.
I know, and
it
you get
rips
all
the
wee,
paper, so
you get
you're
all wee
supposed
white
to-
bits of toilet roll on your fucking
your
ass.
hair.
You're supposed to just spit on the toilet roll.
Oh,
And it's the perfect viscosity to wipe
Who
and not
says
break
this?
the paper.
Fuck
Bert
that.
Kreischer swears by that. Like
I put you-
he spits on it.
That's fucked up.
he's scientifically proven by
By Bert.
I do swear by like I need like I do the oil if I think it's clean. This is weird. Like an OCD thing. Go right, 4 more wipes.
Yeah.
If you think it's clean, 4 more
Oh,
for
4 more will
safety.
do.
Definitely clean.
Yeah, and then but I remember I went out with my mates. It was a night out I was really excited for. Went into the bogs. And I was like, geez, my hole's a bit itchy. Check my boxers. And I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake, there's a shite stain. And I'm like, I'm gonna have to go home now because this is gonna be on my mind the whole night.
Yeah.
I've got a shite stain on my boxers.
Should've
Fucking
just took
25
the
years
boxers
old.
off.
Commando.
Yeah, commando. I've done that before.
yeah. Just put. Well, when you get like I have a girlfriend now, guys, and
Congratulations.
thank you guys. Thank you. Yeah. But see when like we've been together for a long time, but shite stains before that nightmare. See after,
Yeah.
leave them. Don't
Shart,
care.
have you ever
Don't give a
sharted?
fuck.
You ever shart?
Short. Oh, man,
Ever shart?
about
You know what
4
I mean?
times
And then
this
you
year.
shart- and
Not
then-
for a long time.
I
Just you
thought
gotta go home.
I shot it on stage the other week. It was brutal.
Did you actually?
I was doing Lavery's, which is the one gig that I got nervous for all my gigs, but Lavery's is the one that I'm like, fuck. And I was wearing cords in the middle of summer, and I was sweating from the whole lot immediately. Like,
Yeah.
I was doing this bit about Vietnam, and I kind of went like this here on stage, but like I stepped forward, but obviously then your hole opens a bit, and a big bit of sweat landed on my boxers. But I went, that's a shit. That's definitely a shit. And I was booked to do like 15 minutes, and I went 11 minutes in. I went, right, folks, that's me. Thank you very much.
See it later. The
I've done the
green.
phantom one for sure. Where you
The
think
Ho
you've
Chi
done it,
Minh.
Yeah.
and then you go wipe, and you're like, oh,
I came straight into the bogs.
Sweat.
I'm fine.
Sweat. Like
You get the oil right down and smell, and there's no smell off that at all. And I walked into the green room, and I was like, they're all lovely about it. They were like, it happens to the rest of us. Like, but in my head, I was like, I think they were just like, do you want a beer? And I went, yeah, I'll take a beer. And then the next day, I took no chances. I took 2 Imodiums before going on stage. I was like,
Just to be safe.
Oh fuck.
that is a problem. Like, because we run an open mic on a Tuesday in Madden's RB Comedy Club, and the bogs there, lovely bar, one of the best pints, probably the best pint again I should get in Belfast.
lovely.
Still
Shout out
cheap as
Madden's.
chips, but the bogs, they need to do something about it. Like, because if you've got 12 comedians on, all of us need to shit. There's only one cubicle.
Oh, shit.
And I
There's only
say
one
I'm
cubicle. Ah,
emceeing.
that's
I'm
not
like, the
great.
night's not getting
Taking a
started till I
shit in that
shit.
cubicle.
You know what I mean?
You all have like nervous shit before going on, and it's like right, there's 12 in the line here.
There's nothing better than you get it over with before you leave the house.
Is there only one
Yeah.
toilet in the whole bar?
Yeah.
Oh,
Jesus.
One
And
look
it's- yeah.
and a urinal. No,
There's a urinal, but I mean, see, it's like,
you can't shit in that.
yeah.
people be maybe tempted.
You can try.
You should get porta potties for outside.
Yeah.
There's been times, genuinely, yeah. They need to do something where I've been tempted to run into Castle Court or go around to the other fucking bar because it's like
Where's that near Kelly's, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, right, okay.
But even Kelly's bogs are
they're
worse than
tiny,
Madden's.
like,
Yeah,
that.
they're
Jesus
even smaller.
Christ.
it's like
That's another nice pint of Guinness, though.
Oh, it's hard to beat. Like,
I love a Guinness. I'll only drink Guinness when I'm out in a bar. Like I can't do them
Yeah, it's the
cans.
only way to
do it.
Yeah, like
No, I don't
I just
really.
like a pint of Guinness at a bar. Like.
I like a nitro surge one, but that's like Christmas time. Yeah, I'm not.
I've never tried it.
Not spend £12 for 6 Guinness. Like,
Oh, is that a can?
yeah, you put it on
Yeah.
top and
Yeah.
the
It tastes different.
Oh,
Pretty much like a proper
no, I
pint.
know what you're talking about. Yeah.
First time I tried that, I was like, "Country roads take me home." That is fucking unbelievable. Like,
That's all right by me.
I was like, "Whoa!" It's like an actual pub pint. In there. It's like, and then
Is it that guy? I've never had one. I've never had one.
because like Christmas 2021 they came out.
Mm-hmm.
And my brother bought me 2 cases, and I think I wired through them in a day.
Yeah.
Like Christmas Day, Boxing Day, and I went, right, let's go get others. It was like £13 for 6 of them, and I went, I can see why this is my Christmas present now.
Yeah.
My brother bought me a pen one year for Christmas, and I never let him live it down, and now he gets very good Christmas presents.
Was it a nice pen though?
Said to the best brother in the world, and what the fuck is this like?
Is it a fountain pen? Like,
Yeah, but I was like, what the fuck am I going to do with this? Like, and then he went, and the year after, the year after it was a case of courage, and I bought like at Morgan's, and that's much more my speed.
so it's safe to say you like drinking.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
and I'm starting to sound like an alcohol in this podcast.
It's a
I
Northern
am one.
Irish thing. Like,
I am one.
Yeah.
I'm just starting to accept the fact that I'm alcoholic. I don't really go out to bars and get drunk anymore, but I just drink every day.
I do like I like
You know?
it's the Euros being on right now,
Yeah.
or like if a gig's going well, and I'll take like maybe buy 2 bottles of beer from the bar because I don't want to hang around, and I'll just put the tunes in and
Yeah.
2 bottles of beer and then go to bed. Like that's,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it is for me.
Exactly.
That's like mine's is beer though. So that's where all the fucking weight came from. Like about
Definitely
3
puts on a
years,
bit of weight,
in about
like.
3 or 4 years, I put on like 4 stone because I've just steadily been drinking 4 beer every single night for that long. You know.
You should have just went on to spirits.
4 beer is the 4 red stripe, hard to beat.
What's red stripe?
It's a nice.
like a
it's like an American beer. Isn't it?
Yeah, Jamaican, but it's like
Jamaican, that's it,
in a
yeah.
white red can, but
Yeah.
it's like
Rude boy.
yeah, it's unbelievable. Like, and, there's a boy I used to work in an off license, and this guy used to come in and he'd threaten us, but he'd threaten us in such a shit way. Like I couldn't ban him. Like, he'd be like, "Do you have any red stripe?" And I'd be like, "No," and he'd be like, "You better fucking go in the back there and check for more, or else I ain't gonna.
If I don't get a red stripe,
I ain't gonna have to buy an alternative product." And I'd be, "That's all right." He came in and was like, "What's the difference between the cheaper vodka and the more expensive?" And I went, "I think the cheaper one probably gives you a worse hangover." And he was, "See if I get a worse hangover off the expensive one." He was, "I ain't gonna come in here tomorrow
how do you know you're going to get a?
and ask for a refund." And I'm like,
Customer ever?
I was like, that's completely, yeah, you're well off and you're right. That's right, yeah.
There'll be a fucking red stripe. Your blood on that wall. You fucking.
Oh, yeah, he could never actually threaten me. And then like with a woman during lockdown, and I didn't let her come in because she didn't have a mask. Like
Yeah.
my boss it was the one time my boss enforced that rule.
Yeah.
Listen, I can't let you come in, and she left. Walked out of the shop, took her bra off, and put her bra around her face, and came back in.
hilarious.
And I was like, "This place is fucking cooked."
Hilarious.
Sick.
Well done.
Yeah,
Well done. Alternative thinking. Well done. Well done.
Looks you didn't take her fucking pants off.
Do you know what? Do you know all they wanted you to do? Do you know what you got away with a lot? Like, see, as long as you had the mask, even just around your chin,
Yeah.
no one said shit.
Yeah, strange. Like
Every
Like,
time.
as long as you had the mask on your face, most
or-
people were just like, whatever.
Or like you had your nose out.
They just
so-
wanted you
Yeah.
to do the thing. Do as you're told. Right, the mask's on his face, he's doing what he's told. Go on about it. You know what I
Some
mean?
people just come up to you and just go, look out there.
Yeah.
Like,
And then they get spat on.
put your mask up. Without saying anything, you just go, put your mask up and walk away.
Yeah, I hated it.
Masks
Oh my
are
God.
stupid. I'm sorry, they're stupid.
Oh,
Like,
they
they
were
don't
very
work.
silly, like.
They don't work.
I used to love there was a lock on the
They don't
door in the off license, and you could lock and not let people in.
Yeah.
And I used to be like, oh, danger. If it was like a wee granny was coming to the door, I'd be like, just in case, and lock it. So she grab the door and fling him back. Which would be like quite sadistic, like, but like there's something funny about it. Like, it's open, and then when she goes to grab it, she go fucking.
something like that.
Yeah, like that. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
The second person did it.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. There was one on our podcast, and there was a light above me, and I stood up and went. get off the fucking night as well.
I think I was supposed to put that up higher because I think
Oh,
someone
well
else
done,
done that as
Gar.
well.
Well
Thanks,
done, Gar.
thanks.
Gonna end up
Fuck's
killing
sake.
somebody, Gar.
I know.
Where does,
Sure,
Get a
don't
claim
be
out of
suing
it.
us. I'm sorry.
Don't worry.
Big,
And at the minute, I'll take any cash going. I'll fucking
his cousin punches him in the back of the head on
Thank
fucking
fuck he
Saturday, and
hasn't
now he's
seen
getting
our
punched in the
faces.
back of the head by our sign.
At least you haven't seen our faces. You can't see us.
Where does a name like Franco come from? Is it? It's not Irish, is it?
So no, so
Well,
I took
Italian?
the name.
Italian. That's what I was thinking.
So yeah, I kind of I worked in a school and I was like, all right, I don't want the kids knowing what like what my real second name is in
Right.
case. And my aunt was one of my bosses in the school, and she sort of warned me about like, you know, don't be letting any of the kids see any stuff.
yep.
So I was going to do my first gig, and I remember it was like Ciaran, whatever my second name is, and I asked the guy, I went, is there any chance, it was a competition, and is there any chance you could change it? And on the leaflet for the competition, it said my actual name and who you have to tick if you want them to win. And he went, I mean, yeah, but it also means I have to scribble out your name and put a new one on every like competition leaflet. And I went, please do it. But yeah, so my first gig, it was like a competition that way, but I just went, right, I'll use my middle name.
Right. Okay.
So it's like Francesco. And then I was like, I'll just shorten it to Franco. Because initially, my mate Jordan Robinson was like, is it from a train spotting thing? And I went, I do love train spotting, but no, it's just like,
same.
It
I
is.
don't
Franco
the
was,
second one yet now.
that's lethal, like.
Is it?
Yeah, I need to
Yeah.
watch that. It's a good stage name, like.
Yeah, like that's why I went with.
Franco.
But like I went on a date with someone from Spain, and she was like, "Why would you choose Franco?" And I was like, I'm not a big fan of the dictator. Like, I just,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And
Yeah, I didn't think of that. Fuck
yeah, she was like she was Catalonian. She was like, my people are from Barcelona, and I went, I didn't go out of my, like, I've only just met you. I didn't go out of my way to be like, how can I annoy
He's
this
not
person?
my dad, like.
Yeah.
That's not
I
related.
didn't know you when I was thinking about this. Like,
Yeah. So yeah, I went with that. Ciaran Franco went in.
So you don't talk about your second name or anything, or your heritage, or like where?
No, like, so I've got like Italian heritage and stuff, and so I do like to sort of maybe honour that a bit as well, like, and stuff, because I do talk about my family a lot. In
Whereabouts is your family from, Italy, or?
they're in it, like initially Caserta is
Right.
like where they're from, like years ago, like, and then like because I have been getting like stick off my cousins, like, boy, you fucking milk that Italianness, like,
It's all God, leave me.
yeah, like, but like, because like I remember I sort of told when I used to live in Spain, I sort of hung out with the Italians,
Yeah.
and I like proper was like, oh, my dad's like, he wrote The Godfather, like, you know what I mean, like the Dolmio puppets are my cousins, like I was like hyping it up, and then they met my dad because when he came to visit me, and they spoke to him in fluent Italian,
Yeah.
and he was like, where the fuck's this Brazilian Rigo?
Who the fuck are these fucking wee Italian cunts talking to me?
He was, what are you, what? And like, yeah, and I was like just, I was so embarrassed. Like, my dad, they went up to kiss him on the cheeks, and he was like, you know, the Italian great. And he was like, I'm fucking married, love.
Get the fuck away from me.
So that was
That's
kind
funny,
of
like.
quite embarrassing. And then I was kind of like, because I would go around to their house most nights to like, they would eat dinner late and they would drink wine, which is
Yeah.
nice crack, and then they'd be like, oh, where's your family from and all, and I'd be like, oh, Caserta, and then they'd be like, oh, what's their names and all, and I'd be like, Soprano, like, yeah, it was
Where's Tony Soprano from?
Yeah.
Can you remember? Avellino.
Avellino, yeah.
Where's
So, yeah.
Avellino? Yeah.
So like, but his therapist is from Caserta, which is
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
And I was kind of like, but I remember like finding out like more that's where my family initially came from, and I was like, that's pretty cool, and I looked it up, and it's a bit of a dump. It's just a big industrial hole, like. But it rolls off the tongue nicely.
It does sound nice, doesn't it?
Do you like have any like Italian sort of? Do you practice it in the house, like all the fucking like food and the culture and all that shit? Like,
Oh, like I put Parmesan on my spaghetti bolognese.
there you
Like,
go.
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Do you put pineapple on your pizza?
Oh fuck! I actually don't mind it. Like, to be fair, like, it's not the worst thing in the world.
You're fucking-
Thank you. That's
You need to bleep him out. He's gonna get fucking excommunicated.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna go like a Boeing whistleblower, just disappear one day, you know.
The one Italian that likes pineapple on their pizza.
That's controversial now.
Yeah, no, because like I know that like and there's certain family members are like called Bannon, and that's now changed. They were initially called Benino.
Oh, right,
And then
okay.
it changes to Bannon, like, so it's
Yeah.
like it's from my nanny's side.
There is a
What?
proper Bannon name though as well, like an
Yeah.
Irish Bannon, isn't there?
Yeah, I think, but they were there like initially Benino, and then
That's
yeah, and then because I would always say, oh, quarter Italian or whatever. Then we got the ancestry back, and it was small and that, and I opened it in front of my mate, and he was like, one of my other mates is Italian heritage, and when he seen mine, he was like, I am the group Italian now.
He took it from you.
I'd love to do like Ancestry.com, like, but I'm afraid because it's probably going to come back some like 98% English
Nazi.
or something. Nazi
Yeah.
or something. German,
You're Nazi.
English. Fucking.
Nah, then they've got your DNA and they can clone you. Don't give it to them.
Oh,
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind
that's
being
why.
cloned.
Like, well, to be fair, my uncle's already sent all ours off.
I'm only
Like,
joking. I'm only joking.
I wouldn't mind being
So, I'm
cloned.
only joking.
Wouldn't mind it.
I don't think you are.
No, I don't think it is either.
I don't believe in clones, guys.
You are, though.
You and Frank, or you and Jazz are doing this Frank and Jazz thing.
yeah,
Me
yeah.
and Frank are doing
Frank.
this jazz thing.
So did you change your name to Frank? Like the sketches and stuff, they're doing pretty. They're fucking cool. Like,
Cheers, thank you very much, man. Yeah, no, we were like sort of became really good mates around September time, and then because we'd sort of seen each other at gigs and stuff, and like, would have been like polite enough to be like, well, how you doing? No, but and then one day Jazz came up to me at a gig and was like, why do you hate me? And I was like, what? And then she was like, you're always angry, and I went, no, I just have one of them faces where at a gig, like, 'cause I think a few people have said, not said, but thought I was slightly rude at gigs, but I'm not rude. I'm just like about to go on stage and people are like,
yeah,
if someone's
You're
stopping
in your own
me and I'm
head.
like, I'm shaking, I don't know what.
get that, like.
Yeah, you just someone's
You're
coming
in
up.
your zone.
Yeah, and someone's going, well, how are you? And I'm like, don't fucking. And I think she got that impression of me. Yeah, I'm like a Vietnam War vet going like, make the voices stop my head. Just make the voice. I'm just hearing any students in my head all the time. And so I think that's the impression. Like because I would have been really good mates. Firstly, we were mate Brona, and then. Jazz sort of, and I went, I don't, and then we started sort of like cracking on and becoming good mates. We would have drove to a lot of gigs together and stuff, and then we sort of were chatting sketch ideas. And then around Christmas time, she said, "Do you want to do sketches?" And I said, "Yeah." So we met up. We wrote these in January. We shot them in February, and then the idea was that we would release one for every week that I was away in Vietnam.
Yeah.
And then it just, the guys we used were like really good videographers, but they were that busy that it became like, they offered to edit it for us, but they were that busy that it became like, we only got like 3 sketches out in the 7 weeks that I was away. And then I was like, they sent us the other ones, and it was fantastically edited, but unfortunately they were edited more like a lot of the comedies in the edit.
Yeah.
They edited it like it was a drama.
Yeah.
Like it was like a
Okay.
serious relationship drama, and I went, no. So I had to ask the guys, can we have the footage back till we shoot?
Redo
Then-
it a wee bit.
Yeah,
It is funny how like see even editing clips sometimes, like it's funny how just the expression on someone's face while someone else is talking and stuff can
Yeah.
like make the clip
Yeah.
that much
Yeah,
better.
Oh, yeah, that's
the
it, like-
editing definitely makes it, you know.
Strange. Like,
Yeah, no, very good.
That sketch is done about the Chinese. You know, your Chinese is worse, and then you're trying to like
Yeah.
outdo each other. That's brilliant. Like,
Cheers, thank you very much. Yeah, that was the first one because we'd watched the Super Bowl the night before, and I think I'd ordered a Chinese, and I was talking about how shit it was that makes it nicer, and I went, that's a sketch, like,
Yeah.
because you get boys and they're like, my Chinese fucking unreal, but like you wouldn't go to it because like they're cash only and stuff, you know, and the paramilitaries run them and all. And I'm like, stop hyping up the chicken balls, like you're making me fucking froth at the mouth here, like. Yeah. See if there's a 12-year-old doing the till, unbelievable. That's not making me froth at the mouth, but like
be good. Like.
the 12-year-olds make me just knowing that they're putting their child for child labour. I'm like, that's
That's
authentic.
it.
Yeah.
That's
They're
it.
growing Chinese cheese up the stairs. You can smell it a wee bit now. You're like,
Oh yeah. You can get away with it.
Yeah.
Or where their specials are wrote in highlighter on a fucking what do you call it?
That's next
Whiteboard
level.
or
Sticky note.
That's
Yeah,
next
on the
level.
door. Yeah.
Stuck onto the thing.
And
Very
like,
good.
I remember. Do you know Activision?
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking
Great memory.
Oh yeah, my dad
Loved it.
My dad went into the Chinese, ordered his food, and went into the Extravision to choose a film. And my uncle lived across the road, and my uncle saw my dad going into Extravision, rang and went, "Yeah, can I just add a banana fritter?" And added like 6 more items to his Chinese. My dad came out of Extravision, went in, and they went, "Also, here's the 6 more items." I've ordered."
£90, please.
The deer's
good.
thing on them. Remember fucking banana fritters? Like that was a thing. Like,
Yeah.
I know.
fuck me.
Nice.
I don't think you get them
I don't
anywhere
like them
else.
that
Like,
much.
you had to just
They're nice.
you pretended to like them. They burned the fucking mouth off you. Like, but you
What
just
was
like,
it? Like just a
banana deep fried in batter.
Rotten.
Yeah,
Butter.
just
Butter
dipped in
with,
batter
like-
and deep fried. You know, like a deep fried Mars bar or something like that.
Yeah.
It's literally that with banana inside.
With like maybe
An ice cream or
kind of
something.
Ice cream.
sauce over or
And to be honest, it just burnt the gob of you. Like,
God,
Yeah,
like,
it didn't.
but you were
Yeah.
like,
But then, oh fuck, that's a good idea. You have definitely like
yeah. So
fucking class. Like, shout out Jazz.
Yeah,
Fucking
Jazz,
hilarious,
good.
very fucking funny.
yeah. So there's times where like. I'm trying to shoot as many as possible now because if I do go back to work in a school or whatever, I need to like I want to I won't have as much time, so I'm trying to do as many as possible. Like so,
Yeah.
over the next sort of 8, when the school finishes for summer this week, whenever we're recording, so I'll probably have like 8 weeks or
Right
whatever.
enough.
to, like,
They're close enough to summer now.
yeah, just bang out as many sketches as possible. Like,
Right.
Nice one.
so,
What is the worst Chinese?
The worst Chinese? What do you mean?
I'm talking about order, yeah.
Like, what do you mean? What's the worst thing to order?
Yeah.
I hate when
Whatever
you.
David gets, usually.
David gets
Whatever he gets from
What
the
do you
Chinese,
get from the
usually the
Chinese,
worst
David?
thing.
It's not that bad.
I suppose I just try everything, you know.
You know,
Yeah.
no, it's the worst thing about Chinese. You can't order something different because you like ruin your dinner.
Oh, it happened, yeah.
You
It's
have
like-
to get the same thing every time.
It's different if you're out in a sit down Chinese and you can get like a wee bit of someone else's
yeah,
and try it out.
yeah,
But
yeah.
see, if you're, this is my, I used to get. I think I started sounding like a broken record on the podcast I used to do, where I was talking about my perfect evening is do it. There's an afternoon gig in the Black Box. See if that goes well.
Yeah.
Have like 4 pints after the gig, home, get a Chinese, get a bottle of red wine, and watch like a fucking film I haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
See if the film's good. And
That's
the Chinese hits, it's the perfect evening.
Get out of my head.
That's
I remember watching
amazing,
what do you call it, film Manhunter with
yeah.
Hannibal Lecter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Watching that one night with Chinese, a bottle of red. I went, this is a perfect evening.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly,
we were,
you
I
can't
haven't
beat it.
watched any.
Yeah.
You can't fucking
you
beat
can't.
that.
We were out. Me and my missus were out for a slap up meal. You know, it was about 200 quid. This fucking meal. It
That
was
just make me sad.
It was surf and turf, and I don't like surf and turf, right? I don't like seafood, but I was like, I'll try that. Yeah, it was steak with scallops and no pepper sauce. It was like a
Garlic butter, do you go for?
no. It was like this strange, funny enough, a pineapple-y sort of sauce. It didn't go together, and I hate seafood, so I didn't like that. The steak was okay, and then I had like 2 beer.
Yeah.
And I was like,
You go home, you're like,
that was
fuck my
miserable.
life.
Yeah.
I was like, that was miserable for £200.
I could have
Yeah.
just
Fucking
eaten a Mackie.
Chinese, 20 quid.
That's
Free
exactly
movie,
what we said.
Fucking tenner for a bottle of wine.
We just said,
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, that
we,
is-
we were just like, next time, that's what we're doing.
Any good
fuck it.
movies at the moment? Like
To
really?
watch.
that I've seen recently.
I want to go see the Bike Riders.
Oh, that was good.
that's good.
Is that your man,
Butler
Alison
and
Butler? and all?
Hardy, yeah.
Yeah.
that
And
does look good.
fucking
Tom Hardy.
Yeah, that looks great.
Because I know she's got a lot of Batman comics here.
Oh, we
We're
love
massive
Batman.
Batman fans.
He
Yeah.
is,
Batman,
like,
we're not
Batman
waiting for the
is
Penguin.
above everything. Like,
can't wait for the
I met Scott Snyder when I was like 14 at the
Class.
Comic Con, and he
Oh,
was
really?
he was lovely, like such
Yeah.
a nice guy. Signed the variant issue of Batman when it was the Court of Owls, so that would have been
Class.
and he was just so chatted away to me. And then like it was him, Mark Miller, who wrote like Kick-Ass and stuff.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Chatted away and signed the Ultimates, which I used. Did you ever read it?
The Ultimate Snow.
What's
What's
that
that
about?
one?
It was
like the animals and stuff, is it? Or
Oh, it was like the Ultimate Universe's version of the Avengers, so they were
Alright.
more human, which at the time I thought was class. But then looking back, I'm like Hank Pym's like a proper domestic abuser and beats his wife up.
Right.
Bruce Banner's like just like a proper virgin who takes the Hulk thing to make
Yeah.
Betty.
Oh
want to
yes,
fuck him.
I did read that. Yes.
Yeah, Captain America's
Long
really
time ago.
conservative because he's just come out of the fucking ice.
Yes.
And Iron Man is just like a.
That's right. It's
Baseball.
sort of like a real version of
Yeah.
everybody. They're sort of just mental.
Yeah, and
Just
yeah.
mental
I do
problems and
like
stuff.
that sometimes because
Yeah.
like it's like
Yeah.
The Boys or Invincible or something. You know,
Yeah,
where it
more
shows you the
realistic and
darker
part-
side. You know.
They're still heroes, like, but it's like Ant-Man's abusing his wife, and then
Yeah.
like the Wasp goes tiny to try and get away from him,
Yeah.
and he takes like bug spray and sprays her like that there. And
Oh
then-
yes, I remember this now. Yes.
And I was reading this, and I used to think this is like a late realism of comics. And I read it recently, and I was like, this is really just dark and grim.
Yeah.
Like there's one bit where Black Widow, she's actually like a double agent, and she just kills all of Hawkeye's family.
Jeez.
And I'm like, this when you're 14,
But
you're like,
I like it.
yeah.
That's a
it's
shit I
fine,
like. You know?
Yeah,
it's
but
alright,
it's,
but sometimes when you get to the point where it's all them stories are just as grim as possible.
they're just
it's
trying to
just
be
like,
dark
Yeah,
for the
just
sake
for
of
the
it.
sake of it, like
It's
yeah.
like the
but it
Boys
is-
comics.
all my
Yeah.
characters gone. All my
I've actually never read the boys comic.
No.
Oh, they're
Yeah,
grim.
no.
They're just they're
Yeah.
like the show is. It's one of the ones where the show is far better than the source material.
They really are for the sake of it, like, aren't they?
Yeah, it's like
to be grim, like, you know.
Yeah.
yeah, there's just rape scene after rape scene. It's like, did you ever watch Sons of Anarchy?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Did you ever get the amount of fucking prison rape in it? And I'm like, there's no need for this much. Like,
Like that's
made the
one looking
point.
back that I like at the time when I watched it. I was like, "This is the best thing I've ever watched." But then looking back, I'm like, "It was alright."
Yeah, I'm like-
"It was alright."
It wasn't. It was no
alright.
Sopranos. Like
You know what I mean?
Yeah, The Sopranos' best thing ever, like-
Sopranos is above everything
Yes.
forever.
I'm
Yeah, it
rewatching
is
it at the
indeed.
minute. Like
It is
fucking love
indeed.
it.
Fucking watched that like 6 times. You know,
Amazing.
it doesn't get old. Like
it's like the
What
Boys
about-
TV show's good for the gore, but it's
Yeah.
done in such a slapstick way that
Yeah.
it's funny. While
Yeah.
the comics, like, watch this guy force this girl to give him a blowjob. I'm like, that's just I'm just reading this going, Oh, this is fucking great.
Yeah,
feel
plus
bad
like
now,
when it's directed and on a screen, they can influence the way you see that.
Yeah.
But when it's in your own head, you can't really do. You're
Yeah,
just
it's
like,
just
this
that
is
real.
This
Yeah.
just this.
Yeah.
Are you interested in manga?
I used to be really into Naruto when I was like 11, 12. Naruto Shippuden in particular. And then I just sort of grew out of it. And then we got into comic books, was really into comic books from about 12 to 15. Then just sort of moved into sort of being really into like films and stuff. And then got really into drinking. And then
Stop whatever.
I still read comics and stuff. And then I got really into like sort of TV box sets and then writing and making sketches with friends. And then I probably let those guys down because I then sort of got sick of doing the sketches and just got into like sort of partying and stuff like that there and being a bit of a fucking layabout. And then around 21, I was like, what am I doing in my life? I want to do stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
And then unfortunately, but I always wanted to do stand-up comedy, but I kind of cringily once told Aaron McCann on the podcast he inspired me to do it, but it was one of his videos of him talking about, you know, water your own garden, chase your dream, and I was like, I need to do it, like. And then it was a video we shared with Dave Chappelle talking about it, and then I was like, I'm going to do this, and then COVID-19 happened, so I had to wait 2 years.
Fucking solid
Fucking
advice.
COVID, like.
Yeah.
I kind of fucked
Jesus
everything.
Christ. That's cool, man.
COVID, man.
It's mad that
A lot of
COVID
people-
had that. Like, it seems like such a distant thing now.
Yeah.
Oh,
But,
yeah,
like,
'cause
it was a big deal. at
I
the
used to
time.
message, the pavilion, like being like, "Are you back?" And they were like, "No, we'll let you know when we're back." And I just kept waiting,
Yeah.
and it was like just checking every week, being like, "Right, is this the week they're going to start back?" And then finally it happened, and then I messaged them, and they're like, "We've got a waiting list." So I was like,
Were you working on material all this time?
"Yeah, but it's probably for the best that COVID did happen because it's just angry writings of a fat wee
Did you
man."
watch Bo Burnham Inside?
Yeah, I remember watching that, and
It saved my life almost. like, you know what I mean?
It was a savior.
It really did.
all the COVID shit I wrote during COVID was like, fuck this group of people, fuck them. And I'm like, if I had gone on stage and actually done that, it would have been terrible. But then I just I managed to get like 5 minutes, wrote, and then my first gig, because there were like so many people wanting to do stand up, basically Luke McGibbon, the guy who runs the Pavilion, put on a newcomers competition and went like, right, all 6 years, or sorry, there was 8 of us, I think, go up against each other, and the winner then wins a bigger spot at the Pavilion, and it went from there. So it did.
Nice.
Cool.
So yeah.
And how long's that now then? So you started straight again after COVID?
Yeah, so I started 4th of October 2021,
Yeah.
and then so I'll be in 3 years in October. And
It's not a long
So what
time.
age
Like
are you
for,
now?
yeah.
No?
I'm 26 now, so I started when I was 23, and I turned 26 2 months ago. And then I was. It's one of the things where, like, the minute it happened, I went, "This is what I want to do in my life. Like, this is exactly what I've been sort of missing in my life."
Yeah.
And it's the only thing that probably brings me. I was saying the way here, like, it's probably the only thing that brings me like proper drive and wanting to get better and wanting to improve and wanting to
that's
read
it.
books
It's
and
It's
stuff.
such a good scene at the moment as well.
Yeah, everyone brings each other up, and that's the best thing. Because I was down in Dublin. I was chatting to a guy in Dublin who said that, like, an art comedian in Dublin, who's quite like he MCs sort of big clubs there, and he says that in Belfast everyone brings each other up. He noticed, but he says in Dublin it's people pulling on each other's coattails to try and demand you bring me up with you, and you don't want to. He says it's just far more competitive there. Well, Belfast, it's kind of like, right, who's like, see if you're friends with someone and you're sound and you're half decent, you'll get a good gig and stuff. Because you know, being sound
Sweet,
is
look.
90% of it. Like,
Yeah, I would say so.
It's
if you show up and
different thing
start
here, like.
saying like, and you're 2 months into it, like, I just fucking murdered there. It's like, what are you doing?
you think you're fucking you gotta be humble and stuff like and
You've boys coming off stage and they're like, and I'm shit. I'm still shit. I'm 3 years into it. Like I was reading Steve Martin's book, and he says he's on stand up for 10 years. Sorry, 18 years. 10 years of it was learning. 4 years of it was refining. 4 years of it was success. And went into films. Like, but like there's boys coming on stage and they're like winking at you after they've just died in their hole, and you're like, what are you doing? Yeah.
But that's
Follow that, you cunt.
But like everything like that, everything in the genre of comedy have people like that. It's that delusion thing. It's like people that get up on X Factor and sing like dirt, but they're like, that was the best thing I've ever heard. Why am I not getting through? So it's that thing where like people aren't told the truth a lot of the time.
Yeah, it's
and
like,
then they live that thing. They're like, I'm fucking amazing. And the reaction doesn't matter sometimes to them.
it is the thing, and they're like, some people are like,
pick up on
I'm a bit mental, so I'm probably funny,
Yeah.
and then they'll do it,
Like,
and
do
you're
you
like,
watch Kill Tony?
yeah.
So like, that's a very good show of it.
Yeah, it's a
Because
massive.
it shows you how the fuck, like, how people think they can just get up and do comedy.
Oh yeah, they meant
You
to
know
be.
what I mean? And then when it doesn't go their way, they're like, oh,
Yeah.
why?
Yeah.
Why are you not laughing? You know?
It's like people who get up and they're like, I'm going to riff it. And
Yeah.
you can't do that
No.
unless you're like 10 years in and you're a really
Unless you're
class
fucking
act.
Robin Williams or something, you know,
Yeah.
you can't be fucking
Yeah.
riffing on.
I've
Or
done,
fucking Casey Rocket.
But
the riff master.
But he works on those
No,
riffs.
I'm only
like,
joking.
but a lot of like people who say they get up and riff it and do it professionally, they get up and riffing it, but they have the idea in their head and they know
Yeah, of
where
course.
the idea ends. They're
Same with
just trying to-
freestyle
yeah.
rap. It's
Yeah.
not like they're getting up and just making all that up. You know,
Yeah, the
Eminem
brain-
has 90% of all of that written down somewhere, and then he just works it into things. You know?
Yeah, exactly. The brain just can't just get up and go, right, what am I going to think of? Bonfires, right? Let me talk about bonfires.
Don't work like that. Like.
It's like playing guitar or learning an instrument. You know, you're if you do it for 10 years, your brain is going to be, you know, learning how to do it better every
It's
time.
like training a muscle.
Yeah.
Still, when somebody goes here, play that there, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
even though you can play it. You know what I mean?
Like on Sunday, Alan Irwin and Rolanski, two of my good mates, they run a fantastic gig called Kill Your Darlings, which is for
I've
new
seen
material.
that. Yeah.
And someone dropped out on Sunday and they said, do you want to do 10 minutes? And I've sort of got like 10 minutes of new stuff wrote from Vietnam. And I was like, I'll do a whole run through of everything I've wrote since I've got home from Vietnam. And it's done. And I went, fuck me. I felt like so much grafting on that 10 minutes. And now it feels like it's sort of good enough, not good enough. I can maybe put it in my set now,
Yeah.
or some of it at least. And then now it's like, Alan was like, by the way, you're down for the next month as well. And he was, so you just do a different 10 minutes.
Oh, sure.
And I was like, I was sitting there thinking like,
I worked so hard in that.
yeah. I was like, I'm gonna need to write another new 10 minutes, and kind of like. But then I was thinking about it yesterday, walking to my man dad's, and like, I can get no ideas in my head at the minute, and I'm like, it's not writer's block, but it's just like, I need to experience new things or something like that.
It's funny that like it doesn't just come to you, like you take it from life events, and like, because I think that was a big part of when I just started like 10 years ago and quit.
You had nothing to
I
take
had
from?
nothing. I probably did, but I didn't think that was a good way to do it. I just didn't know. I just like I just seen other people and tried to copy their styles or their way of doing it. Like
Yeah.
Steve Martin or Louis C.K. or people like that. I just went, right, I write a joke like they write a joke, you know. And
Well,
then
that's
it
I
didn't
initially
work.
wanted to be Bill Burr. I was like, I'm going to be
Yeah.
the angry wee man, and then I was like, but when you're 22 and you're the angry wee man, then
What the
people are
fuck
like,
you angry about, mate?
yeah, they're like, yeah, what have you got to be angry about?
I haven't you yet.
Why do you hate this group of people and stuff? And
That's
like,
it. Yeah. Strange. That's funny that because like Louis C.K. didn't really do well as he did later on in life.
Yeah, because when he was younger, he wasn't though.
No.
He wasn't that angry
No.
guy. He was just a comedian.
But then he had all
Yeah.
this like life weight on him, and he was like overweight, and he had kids, and he's just like that. He just put that in a set, and
Yeah,
it started
it
working.
really worked.
Self-deprecating, just
Yeah.
you know, it's brilliant. Like,
because a lot of myself, I talk about like having like quite severe OCD.
yeah,
And stuff, like a lot of shit sort of triggers it and sets it off, and then that made me probably that, and like quite a few hard years of partying in university didn't help the OCD, like, and then lockdown really heightened it, and it just sort of made me really anxious as well then, and then a bit depressed at times as well, and I sort of juggle them, and then I was like,
Yeah.
able to sort of write about them, and I know everyone's like, oh, he's so deep because he's and I'm not trying to I'm not trying to sound like that, but I'm like, I tried to write about sort of OCD and shit and sort of experiences I've had with it.
well, let's talk about that because
But that's what you have to do. You have to write about what you know,
Yeah.
what happens to you personally.
Yeah.
And if that's what's happened to you personally, then it's not grandiose to write about
Well,
it.
yeah, let's talk about that because that's interesting. Because everybody has their own thing that they're going through, and like me and Martin would have quite severe like OCD and like panic disorder and stuff. You know.
Yeah, I get wild bad like not anymore to the extent where like, but like even like Saturday there, it was the most anxious
Yeah.
I've been in a long time. Like I would have maybe like I would have had like bad, like I remember like I went out around Christmas time last year, and like the day we bumped into another comedian, like a bigger comedian, in a bar, and he actually chilled with us and had a few drinks. But by the time we'd met him, I was fucking blitzed, and I was just chatting about comedy.
Yeah.
But in my head, I was like so anxious
Yeah.
the day after, and I remember texting Jazz being like have I pissed this guy off?
Then
and
you
all?
overthink it.
Yeah,
You're
and
just
it-
sitting there
it's-
overthinking
Yeah.
shit.
We
Yeah.
all do that. We all do that.
And yeah, then it just wrecked me, and I was like, I need to fucking just chill out here. So like, that's sort of something that I need to get over. Like, and like,
Yeah.
unfortunately, I run gigs. I run a gig for my cousin in a bar in West Belfast called the Beehive, which is a class gig, but it gets big headliners in, and people don't buy tickets. See, if you buy tickets, buy them early. Because people don't buy tickets
Turn
until
up, "Hey, mate."
The day of it, yeah. So the day of, say the last one, the William Thompson one, we got something like 59 people in, but the day before there was only 20 free tickets sold, and say you're paying him, you're paying your MC, you're paying other people massive money. I'm going like,
Yeah.
I'm going to lose money here and stuff. And this is when I was in Vietnam and I just couldn't chill out.
Yeah.
And then eventually, like, so that sort of doesn't help. Like, but also I like running gigs because it helps my own.
Yeah, no, everybody has their own shit for sure. Like, and like Gareth and Martin saying they have, like, I think it's a weird way of explaining, but I always say, like, we all smoke the same shit but get a different high.
Yeah.
Like, I am very anxious in a way. I am very paranoid. I've been very socially anxious in my past, and in hindsight, I didn't realize it at the time. But looking back, I was like, fuck, I didn't go to that place because of this or this or
you
this.
put it off because you
But
convince
now,
yourself.
I just revel in, like, I still feel those feelings. Like, I still feel anxious. I still feel awkward. I still feel afraid to do a certain thing or that, but I just do it. And I don't, you know what I mean? I'm not really too bothered about the outcome, you know?
So you go there, you still go there, but you know you're anxious, so you own it. And you're like,
And once you get over it, once you do the thing and then experience it and have done it, your anxiety, it's like an accomplishment. You feel elated then. But like I have this thing with my breathing where I would just like OCD rumination about my breathing over and over and over, and then it would get, because it started when I was like 17 of just having a panic attack, and then I would think, oh, there's something wrong with my breathing. Went to the doctor, said there's nothing wrong with you. It's like, okay, so I put my mind at ease, but then I had another panic attack and I started like hyperventilating. I was like, there's definitely something wrong with my breathing. I don't care what he says. And then I got it in my head over so long that it turned into something like, over the years, of like the fucking waxing, waning anxiety. It just turned into me thinking about my breathing just all day long. And then, when you think about walking or you think about blinking, you're starting to blink more than you should, or you're starting to walk in a weird way.
or even sweat isn't unknown, where you start thinking, am I sweating? And the more you think about it, you're like fucking drenched.
Yeah, that's it. Well, the more you think about breathing, you're breathing abnormally all day long and you're exhausted and all this shit. But then it got to the point, like I went through about 2 years ago, I went to Liverpool. And I was going through like a psychosis with it. Like I'd got that bad. I was on medication and I had like a panic attack. And I was like, right, I'm coming off this medication, cold turkey, and that wasn't a good idea. So in Liverpool, I started like really spacing out. Like going through this psychosis. Like I was thinking like I can't talk because it takes breathing to talk. Like it was so fucking ingrained in me. It just takes time to get out of that. But like the best thing I think for anybody with anxiety or, is just put time between you and that thing. Go out, socialize, do things. The worst thing is just sitting at home thinking about it.
Yeah, sitting at home's the worst, especially like even now that I'm not like I'm got time, a lot of free time during the day and stuff. If I'm just sitting in the house watching like something or like, I try to force myself to clean now because I'll just start cleaning. Yeah. Start cleaning something so that you're not sitting around just going.
Well, I've always felt like, so I agree with both of you there, but also don't. So like, I agree you have to do something during the day, every day, like work out, go for a run, clean your house.
Depends where you are mentally.
Do everything. Get up and fucking do something. And later on, relax, watch something, chill out.
At night time,
it's a reward, right?
Yeah.
And then secondly, you're saying about just get up and socialise, distract yourself.
No, not distract yourself.
For me, it was a lot of having to sit in that though. That made me be able to deal with it and then be able to go out and socialise, to just actually go as deep as I can into the feeling of whatever anxious, fear, whatever the fuck it is, and get over it.
Yeah, strange that, because mine wasn't anxiety or fear or anything. It was just...
I'm just using that as an archetype for the conversation, whatever it is.
Mine was literally just OCD. It was I can't stop thinking about breathing. There was no fear or anxiety. It was just literally rumination. It can't stop the thought. It can't stop it.
So I wonder, that's what I mean, like that not being able to stop a thought. The only thing that I could correlate to that would be like, when you talk to someone, and then maybe not at the time, but later on at night, I'd be sitting there and be like, oh fuck, was I rude to him?
Oh, it's story of my life.
And then I'll sit and and it used to be really fucking bad. But now I just go, do you know what? If I was, next time I'll do better.
Oh, I mean, but in my head, I'm like, they're probably like, especially if I'm speaking to like other comics or whatever, and I come away and I'm like, why did I say that or something? Like they're probably telling every other comedian. I'm like, they're only human, they
don't give two fucks about
it. Didn't even think about it twice.
Yeah,
that's it.
And even one like I used to be really worried about posting on social media, but people think you're a dick if you use social media. But like now I have to, and I have to be a fucking melter about it. Like I have to be so annoying.
Social media is like a massive part of
this
scene.
Yeah.
You know, you have to. People like there's comics that don't do it, and they could be so much bigger than they are. You know.
Yeah, I think that helped a wee bit with anxiety and stuff. But I still get it, and I still get real sort of like in my own head. But like yesterday, I went walking my mate all day around fucking unreal day around Browns Bay, and then towards the end of the walk I just got the blues badly, and I got home to my house and I got the blues even this morning. I was sort of like, what the fuck's going on with me? But then once I'm out doing this, having this bit of crack, and then later on I've got a gig tonight, that'll help get over it. But it's the idea of, as you say, being able to just sit there and go, you're not feeling the best here, put something on, watch it, and then you'll be fine.
Or just even like I got to the point of being like, okay, I feel like shit today, or whatever it is. If I can't figure out the reason for it, if there's not an actual source for it, if something I've done wrong or whatever it is, then like, you know, we all feel like this sometimes.
That's what
I just gotta feel like it. So I'm gonna go and do the things that I was gonna go to do anyway today, which is clean, work out, do whatever it is. I'm going to do them anyway, even though I'm sad, even though I feel like shit, even though I'm tired, whatever it is, those things are getting done, and then that feeling will pass. And then when I'm happy, I'm like, fuck, I appreciate this more.
Yeah, that's it. Appreciating it more is probably the best.
That's what I sort of...
Like, we're alive and we get to feel sad. That's cool, you know?
Yeah, like mine was such an irrational thought that I had to, I couldn't sit and think about mine because there was no answer to it. It was just like this thing that was ruminating that didn't make any sense. So just sitting there and thinking about it and not doing anything with your life, it's like you have to get out, socialize, work out, eat right, do things for yourself and your body, and your mind follows, like, you know.
Yeah.
Be a dad as well, it's a massive part of it. Like I was like if you don't like properly, like if I'm eating fish fingers all day and stuff,
you're fucked.
And then I'm gonna wonder, like, why can't I string a foot together? Like, why can't I, like, because like
process mush all day?
Yeah, that's
like my brain's not working right.
Yeah, I have a mate who went to AVA, and he couldn't finish that, which was the Saturday of finish, and he couldn't finish a sentence to the Thursday. He like start a sentence and then be like,
yeah.
And I'm like, lad, no wonder your head fucking cooked. I'm like, it's just his eyes were glazed over. I'm like, have you got dementia? 25.
Do you ever eat like a fuck ton of like pasta and like meatballs and sauce?
Yeah.
And then like
He's Italian,
after you get the sorry. After that, you just get that like glazed look in your eye, and you're, like your thoughts just go. You're gone. Like you're just.
That's great.
Common,
though.
like,
that's great.
you
Though.
know?
I like that.
That's like heroin to me.
Yeah.
No, I love a carbonara, but it would make me shit for Ireland.
Yeah,
like,
it's bad. Like it fucks me up, pasta. You know.
It's just I love
Do you make it like from scratch carbonara?
I like my flatmate actually is English, but he makes an unbelievable carbonara. Like he makes it the proper way, which is just you don't use cream, you use egg yolks.
That's what I do.
Proper unreal. Like that's how it should be done.
Egg yolks and just your hard cheese, whatever.
Pepper.
Pecorino, and then loads of pancetta, and like whatever way he makes it, and he whacks it a bottle of wine, and you're like, fuck me, boy, like
Trying to seduce me.
he's English, like, but yeah. I'm like, listen, see that girlfriend of yours? I'm gonna plant something in his room that'll get him caught out.
I guess that's why he's got a model, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
Cooking carbonara like that there.
Right.
I'm telling you, he's fucking like, I've never known a guy who's like, you know, when you have your flatmate's like, what do you want to eat tonight? And in my head, I'm like, I'm going to cook burgers. I would be, I can make my own dinner. He makes these fucking smash burgers and shit, and I'm like, I need to hold on to this guy. Like,
like he's a keeper.
Because he's one of those guys who's really into cooking, so he's like judgmental if it goes bad and stuff. Or he's a hard judge on himself, and I'm like, that's the sort of guy you want around. Like, and all I need to do is make sure that I keep the beers in the fridge.
That's it. Fucking solid job. Like
100%.
I love cooking actually. Like
Same here.
Yeah, it's fun. Like
Smash my burgers. Fucking.
that sounds gay.
that's why did you make it gay? Like, but here the pasta dish that I like, just before you move on there, is like, do you ever just fry olive oil in a pan, right? Chop chilies and garlic, put it in the olive oil, and then just cook
Is
your
that
pasta
that
in a
midnight
separate
pasta?
midnight pasta.
Yeah.
Cook your pasta separate, drain it, fire it in the fucking frying pan, 2 seconds, and then into a bowl, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's one of the nicest fucking pasta dishes
olive
I've ever
oil?
had. Olive oil, garlic, and chopped chilies.
And then
Just in the frying pan.
Because I've got olive oil in the gaff, I've got garlic, and I've got chopped chilies.
And then
there you
just
go.
fire them in, and just then boil your pasta separately, and then for the last 30 seconds put the pasta in with the olive oil
Yeah,
and the
just
garlic and the
simple and
chilies, and that's it.
It's different.
It's so good. Like,
Yeah,
I couldn't
so
do the
good,
chilies though. Right through me. See seeds in chilies.
I know, you just chop.
Diarrhea.
Fresh chilies are better, and just take the seeds out. You know what I mean?
Diarrhea.
Fuck, I love it. I love it. For a man who's, you know, William Thompson said to me, he goes, "You get a bad stomach walking through Asda, like." It's just, it reacts me, but I fucking love like spicy food.
I love it, but if I had I had these koftas last night, you know, like
Lamb koftas?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they were actually beef ones, but they're sweet chili. They weren't spicy at all. I put about an hour in the toilet this morning, like. Just
My cousin's boyfriend, he'd get like lemon and herb and Nando's, and he'd be drenched in sweat. He looks like he's on natural hot ones. He's
the
like,
fucking ketchup. Oh, fucking what are you putting that shit?
Jesus, that's spicy. Fucking chicken burger.
I took mushrooms when I was away, and it was on an island, and this woman was like the shaman of the island.
Like magic mushrooms.
Yeah, and I was like, all right, I'll go meet the shaman. It was a woman from Donegal. And like, there's people from all over the world come to see her for advice, and I'm like,
Class.
what advice is she giving? Like, if it's not red, keep it in the shed. Like, what? Like, fucking, it's just brown. Take her to town. Like, and people are like, oh, yeah, I must go home and kill my wife.
So what was that experience like on mushrooms?
Did you take mushrooms?
I could not stop sweating. Like, genuinely could not stop sweating on them. And I went back and I went, what the fuck's going on here? Like, I'm like drenched in sweat and I've showered twice. And she was like, you're sweating out the demons. And I'm like, I want to know how many fucking demons have got on me, because like,
I'm sweating a lot, probably.
Yeah,
Call
yeah.
the Ghostbusters.
how many are coming out of my ass as well? Like, 'cause it's fucking like, because I want enlightenment, but not at the, you know, having to change my boxers twice a day. Like,
You're just purging, were you?
yeah, but I was like sitting there, like, everyone that was coming up to me at this full moon party being like, are you having a nice time? And I was like, what the fuck? What?
Wait, asking me a nice time?
Yeah,
What do you
yeah.
mean? Nice time?
What are you talking about? Bad is a bad time.
I've just stared into the sun and you're asking me having a nice time. Like I've been in a star there. Like, yeah.
Inside the sun.
Nice time. We're fucking floating in Mars, boys.
But like I said, yeah, like for me, mushrooms have always, or acid's always been quite neutral or bad, but it's never been, for me, a nice time.
Yeah, that's what I realized. Like,
No.
I was just staring at like even looking at the fucking the sun setting, and I just got a text from someone going, "Fuck me, sir, just arrived in Asia. This place would make you racist." And I was reading that text, and that started making me anxious. And I was like, "Fuck."
Oh, mushrooms?
I think mushrooms, I find,
You get the bad vibes,
It
like.
brings any emotion on 100 times. more.
Yeah.
If you're having any emotion on mushrooms, it'll be 100 times
Yeah,
that.
100%. Like,
If you
Someone
think
like-
anything
yeah.
sinister at all, boom, it's like, Jesus, this is the devil talking to me here.
Yeah, and so if I've always got underlying anxiety, I'm like, this is a mistake. I think
Yeah.
that's why I've started sweat notes on it.
Fuck.
And then I was just looking at
that's the
sun
worst.
on it.
That's the worst thought. So I've had that, like, I've sort of got
Need to
over
go to
that
the
at this
ambulance.
point in my
Need to go to
life.
the doctors.
So I can take psychedelics now to a point and be okay. But when I was younger and I took acid and mushrooms
Oh
and
my
stuff,
God.
it was always after the moment after I took it,
It's like, oh
was this
shit.
thought was like, oh,
Oh, no.
fuck no.
Now I'm
Yeah,
on
it's
this.
like, no.
I'm going to have to ride it now.
Oh no, for 9 hours.
Especially
oh,
acid,
please.
though, like acid.
And then that just fucks you from the start. You know what
Oh,
I
you're
mean?
fucked. Like,
You know what I mean?
my 17, I took it, and my aunt
acid or mushrooms?
acid, like just at
Yeah.
guys I worked with, and I worked in like House of Fraser, were like, I'm on the hours for a few beers, and they're like, we're going to drop some acid here. And I was like, my ma's get me at 11, so it's 9 o'clock now. Yeah, that'll be class. That's a great idea. And then I was staying with my auntie actually, and her boyfriend picked me up, and we were driving in the car, and he was like, well, he's Scottish. He's like, well, Ciaran, how you doing? And I was like, why the fuck are you driving me through space right now? Like, it was pitch black, and then she took me into her, she was like, you can stay in my daughter's room, I'll take my daughter in with me. And I was like, her daughter was only like 2 at the time, but she painted the room all flowers and shit like that there, and I was like, this is not how tonight was meant to go. Like,
Yeah.
because I remember my mom had just bought me like 6 bottles of Miller, going, enjoy your wee night, and I went, how the fuck am I on acid right now? Like,
Fuck's
Yeah.
sake.
Happens, doesn't it?
Acid.
Acid
Acid's
lasts.
bad news.
yeah.
Like,
As long as it lasts, it could be fucking 12 hours sometimes.
Like I've just, we've got to the point now. Well, I have anyway, where I'll only really accept things into my body that are like naturally just like mushrooms, weed. Even though I don't smoke weed or anything, like, but stuff that's natural, like
DMT.
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 But is
You
it
ever
not
taken
chemically altered? No,
Well, it's not chemically altered.
not,
it's
no.
well.
it's not.
So-
you can't just get DMT in a plant, can you?
Yes.
Well, ayahuasca, but
Yes.
you have to do something
No.
to that version.
No, you have to do something to everything to make it orally active or to make it like smokably active or whatever. But like most of the DMT that's taken is made synthetically.
Yeah.
Hate that word.
Yeah, and I wouldn't want to try.
But it is a natural compound. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Because there was like, well, there's this guy we know that like it took it a lot, and we had to basically kick him out of the Franco. His head was so cooked. Like it was just, this is 2020, and we were all playing FIFA, and he walked into the room and goes, "What's this? You're playing FIFA 14?" And I was like, what? And I'm like, it's 2020, lad. And then he would put up like Instagram stories of like, I've talked about Harry Styles being like such a good mate and all, what a like lovely guy and all. He goes, it's been great to work with him and all.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? And he would like put up photos of Harry Styles at concerts and be like, what a guy, like. And he just
Great to work with him.
he goes so down to earth, you wouldn't expect this from Harry and all. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Is
but-
this boy's head cooked?
He was cooking beforehand, and
Yeah,
the
yeah.
DMT opened the oven.
That's what I think is what happened. Like, and I eventually, because he was sort of at our friend group by a stage, and I messaged him being like, "What the fuck is your story about working with Harry Styles?" And he goes, I'm doing security for event sec at one of his concerts. I went, "That's not working with Harry
That's not the
Styles."
same
Like,
thing, mate. That's not the same thing.
Lovely work with you, mate.
That's
Thank
not
you.
the same thing.
And he was like, "Oh, such a great guy," and all. And I went, "Have you met him?" And he went, "No, but he like the way he talks to the audience in the concerts and all." And I went,
Yeah.
"Your head is away." Like,
Fuck me, like.
It does. It happens
I
to
would
some
say
people. But
Yeah.
oh
this
my
is the
God,
thing.
I could
His
put your
head
head
was going to
away,
be
like,
away
fuck it.
regardless.
That's it.
Something
If
was going to
you-
put his head away.
yeah, that
You know what I
permanently
mean?
triggers it. Yeah,
Yeah, like
once-
if you've got underlying schizophrenia or something like that and you're taking psychedelics,
Because schizophrenia does give you that view into those realms. I think you know it opens up those fucking
The reality switch.
Yeah.
different switch.
yeah,
Different
For sure.
fuck it, I'll stay in this reality then.
yeah, that's it. Because the minute he obviously took it, then all of a sudden, like, he just sends me memes about golf, and I'm like, lad,
Never watched golf in his life.
That's a
Yeah,
harmless.
stop- yeah.
That's a harmless mental break.
if it keeps him
I
from
like
showing
golf
up at my
now.
house with an M16, that's all right. Like,
I like golf now.
Golf or murder, I'll take golf.
because I didn't really know the guy when I joined my friend group, like, and then he came out to Spain with my mates to see me, and I slagged him, and you know when everyone's having a bit of crack and all,
Yeah.
and I could just hear him under his breath going, "I'll get you one back one day, Franco. You can't." And I was like, "What?"
Did he?
Swear under his breath and all, and he was like,
See there. See, and was this before he went nuts?
"No, this was like around the time where it was starting," and I was
Right,
like, "This
okay.
guy's," and then he started like there were a few of my mates from sort of school. She came out with her friend, and her friend was quite good looking. He was trying to flirt with her, and her friend was like not going for him at all. And we walked down to the beach, and she rejected him, and I literally walked into the sea. And I was like, "Lad, just go
Years later.
go get a beer or something like." And he walked into the sea, and then like fell.
He took the
Go home now.
plenty more fish in the sea, literally.
Yeah. That's it. I was there was a period where he was kind of
Red Flag City.
Oh, he's the only guy that like I'm sounding bad for this fella, but fuck him. He's the only guy that like he put in our group chat and just got caught drink driving, and we were all at the back and we were all standing up high fiving each other like with just you know what, like NASA lands something on the moon and you see all the guys hugging each other. It was like that there. We were all like arms around each other, and he put in only joking, and we were like, like VAR.
sake.
And people were like,
Bastard. Let's see the replay.
he's not going to jail. Fuck.
We thought we got rid of
It's
him.
funny, there are people like that. There's people like
They're nuts.
they're just
believe their own
no, but
bullshit.
like you're glad that they get put away or something. You know, you're like, oh, thank fuck that guy's off the streets now.
Yeah,
You
fuck
know,
me,
there are
yeah.
people like that.
Yeah,
Like.
definitely.
Yeah, there's guys like there's a guy I went to school with that used to really pick on me, like really went for me, like, and I seen him on New Year's Eve 2022, and like it was
Shot him dead.
Oh,
Poked him
dude,
in the eye.
fucking literally, like he just said something to me, and I turned around. It wasn't an ashtray, like, but it was like a wee. This is not as bad as it sounds. Like a wee tin that some hipster bars, like, and I just
I know. Yeah, I think I know exactly
yeah,
what
yeah,
you're talking about.
and I
know
just
exactly
flicked it,
what
but it
you're
went flying up and hit him. Like, and I couldn't have got a cleaner shot if I tried. Hit him here and then covered him in ash.
Oh, brilliant.
And
That sounds amazing.
he
Courtesy
was like,
Captain Encino.
yeah. You have to just go down. You have to double down. So I was like, fuck you fucking fat cunt. And then
That's
double
a scene in a
down.
movie, like.
Yeah, I was like, and then like the bouncer, it was a common market. The bouncer lifted me up, and he was a big sort of African fella, and he started telling my mates, I don't know the accent, but imagine the accent. He was like, "You have the devil in you," and all, and I was like, just calling the guy. I was like, "Fuck you, you fat cunt," and I'm like, so glad that guy lives away from Ireland because I'm gonna see him one day, and he'd be like,
You'd done the accent.
"Yeah, the guy, oh,
Fuck,
absolutely."
is it?
That's a scene in a movie.
That's
Like.
a good one. Yeah.
Like I literally, because he'd slag me, and I was sort of having a panic attack. Went into Common Market and was like, "Nah, why should he get to slag me?" So I came back out and he was chatting to my mates, and he was telling my mates stories about school as if we were mates. But I used to give Kieran a bit of time, and then I just went, "Fuck this," and flicked it, and literally in between the eyes. Like if I was a sniper, I would have been like, "That's Kennedy-esque shot."
Bradley Cooper here, fucking.
Yeah, American Sniper. Yeah. I was like, fucking hell. And I just remember seeing him because it was New Year's Eve, just get covered in ash, and I was like, "Oh fuck!" And then he was like, "Why did you do that?" And I went,
You're a cunt.
Yeah. And I just,
And not only are you a
yeah.
cunt, you're a fat cunt.
yeah. I just lost it, and then my mates were like, kind of like immediately at my back, and I was like, this is quite nice to know I've got proper mates now. But yeah,
Put me back.
Yeah, that was like one of the. I think that's the last time I lost my temper. Which, to be fair, was normally quite chill, but
It's the adrenaline as well, and with that, like
it was quite a nice catharsis moment.
I get like, do you ever get in a fight? I think it's good to have adrenaline, you need it. But do you ever just have like an argument with someone?
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
get that adrenaline, but you don't need it
All the
as
time.
much. Like I was,
It annoys me, and then you're like, you don't want to do it.
yeah, I was
Just
on a
start
phone.
fucking-
I was on a phone call to my boss the other day, and she was shouting at me for something, and I had to like shout at her back, and I was like, "Oh, that was
should you-
no, that's all right. Who fucking cares?"
Yeah.
And and the adrenaline was running through me, so it was like mixing up my words and all. I was like, fucking, I didn't know what to say, and then you just feel this shaking.
Yeah,
You know, you
yeah,
feel
yeah.
shaking.
Yeah.
Fight or flight.
Yeah, it's not good.
I've flighted.
You flight it. Yeah,
Don't wanna
adrenaline's
fight.
annoying sometimes, fuck's sake, when you don't need it.
Yeah.
You know?
See, when you're drinking and fighting, though, sometimes it's like you don't need that. You don't even
There
have
is
it.
no adrenaline. Yeah,
It
you're
doesn't
locked.
come.
Yeah.
You're just like fucking
Well, because
retarded.
like my mate I went away with, we would have argued a lot. Sort of sometimes, because I'm so nervy after, I'm just apologising to him, and then that's like it's an adrenaline rush of like you need to say sorry.
So you're shaking like, sorry.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh fuck, I'm getting off on that. Like, just accept my apology. So yeah, I was just like, at that stage, I was like, fuck this, like.
So your sketch about that fucking guy, that I don't know who this guy was like, but Jesus Christ, the video game thing.
Oh yeah.
He's like people on a game video. If you're an adult, you're on a game video. You need to be fucking beat up. You know.
They're always like those guys. They're always telling you, like it's like, don't be taking a fucking bath. Don't be fucking eating a whisper. Don't be doing this. And I'm kind of like, then you look at their own personal Instagram stories, and they're always out.
Aye.
Eating a whisper.
Yeah, chinning whiskeys in bars, like, and it's just self help, and it's always the same shit regurgitated with a different noun or
Like
adjective.
Liver King or
People like-
something.
Yeah, like you live a cantankerous life, and I'm like,
Yeah.
they probably just went on thesaurus.com and went, right, what can I get here?
Yeah.
Cantankerous, that's another word for like someone who's difficult.
It was very
I'd say.
brutal with it, though. It's like if you're an adult and you fucking play you play game videos, and you fucking, and you sit in your ass and you've got kids and all this shit, you need fucking beat.
Yeah, like, yeah.
Fucking beat.
And then you were on this, Kieran's on the sofa, like, fucking shut that fucking daughter up. I'm on a fucking game video here.
That's what you call the video game video. I mean, that's a guy, yeah. But again, it's probably clickbait for them, and the same way like crowd work videos now for
What
some of the.
what kind of video games do you play? Do you play much or?
I haven't played games in years. It was my
Yeah.
flatmate's Xbox.
Yeah.
I probably to be fair, I'd take up. I always feel guilty about like.
Yeah.
Not the video games are like, but I watch a lot of TV series and
Yeah.
shit, and I read comics. So, but like if I started playing games as well, I would.
Yeah, it's like the trifecta of being
Yeah.
fucking a bum. But I like video games. I love them, but I feel like, especially with this Brors thing, like my passion's in this, and I feel like any time derived from doing something, making this work, is like wasting time.
Yeah, well, that's it. That's why, like, I'm like, if I do a good gig, or if I've worked hard and I've wrote for, I try to write for an hour every day, and then I'm like, if I wrote for an hour every day and really worked on it, and then it's 7 o'clock, and I don't have a gig on that night, I'm allowed to sit and enjoy football, or I'm allowed to sit and watch something and have a hot chocolate. or
That's
something.
it. That's reward.
Makes the enjoying more
Yeah,
easy.
that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That is it. Any final thoughts, boys? Any
Well,
final
have you anything to plug, mate?
Just Instagram, Ciaran Franco Comedy, if you've enjoyed some of the chats. If you haven't, I'll find you in Astra. Please
He
give us a
never
follow.
misses.
I run a couple of clubs as well. I run a club called No Joke with a friend, Saul Duffin, for Yo Magazine.
Saul
We're
Duffin,
changing now. We were normally a sort of the open mic in between, like a pro MC and not a pro MC. It's not me who MCs. I'm not a pro opener and a pro headliner. But now we've changed to just a pro club, so it's only 4 acts on, all like sort of doing 20 minutes
Class.
each, and then trying to get sort of bigger headliners. So keep an eye on that. Please give it a follow on Instagram as well.
Please do.
Beehive Comedy Club in West Belfast. It's a completely refurbished bar. So it's an old bar from the 1880s. It's this bar opened,
Class.
and it's completely refurbished, and it looks sick. And there's a comedy club there. When will this be at?
Monday. Monday coming.
They're July 19th then. I'm doing a charity event in that actual bar for Newington Day Centre, a place that's quite close to my family. It really helped them out. And Shane Todd, William Thompson, Johnny Bow, myself, Bronwyn McCaid, Jasmine Sierra and Nick McGibbon all playing at it. So
Class.
please
Cracker
check that
lineup.
out.
Cracker
Look at
lineup.
that.
Like, yeah. Thank you very much for coming on, Kieran. It was
Thanks
a
very
pleasure.
much, Kieran.
Cheers,
Yeah,
figure once
thank you
that's-
very much.
We will shout out our sponsors.
Bud Lightyear and and Baked Potato and give them a shout. Fucking legends.
Again, thanks for the threads, Garetta. We're still
Yeah.
not wearing them.
I was wearing
Too
the other
warm.
day, right?
Yep. So shout out Garetta. Follow them all on Instagram. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank
See
you
you
very
soon.
much for coming
Cheers.
down.
Thank you very much for having me on.
Cool, like, cheers.
Pleasure.
Fully.
To leave the fucking cocksucking cheese where it is. This magic moment.